Hey guys, what's up? I'm Mike Levitsky, and welcome to day number 8 of our lesson a day streak. As long as life is kind of crazy and I'm not working my regular work schedule, I'm going to be bringing you guys a lesson a day. Make sure to subscribe to this channel because you don't want to miss any of those lessons. Last week, we took a look at an Eric Moore fill, some complicated halftime shuffle grooves, a stick trick, and a way to get your double strokes a little bit stronger. All of that was for kind of intermediate and more advanced intermediate players. This week, we're going to slow things down and concentrate on the beginners. Today, I'm going to take you along as if it was your first drum lesson ever and kind of maybe the first couple of weeks of progression through groove. We'll look at some gross motor skills, meaning like big movements on the drums, and then kind of working down to some finer motor skills. Today will be grooves. Tomorrow we'll talk about common problems and issues that beginning drummers have. We'll look at some great rock grooves that beginners can play, and then we'll look at some fills that beginners can play. So be sure to subscribe to this channel. You don't want to miss any of that. And if you're an advanced player or an intermediate player, you don't want to miss any of that either because you might teach drums, and this will help you too. In this lesson, we're going to be working up to this groove. With the help of my two sons, I'm going to take you along as if it was your first drum lesson ever. Because for my son Simeon, who's 4 years old, today is his first drum lesson ever. And for my son Samuel, he's never really had lessons with me, but I've given him things to work on, and he's going to be playing a couple of grooves for us too. So I'm going to assume you don't know anything about drums, or you're teaching somebody who doesn't know anything about drums. Here's what you need to know. This is your right hand. This is your left hand. That down there is your right foot, and that down there is your left foot. So these are drumsticks. These are what you're going to need in order to play this groove. Later on in the week, I'll do a video on how to practice without sticks, but for today, grab yourself some sticks. You're going to hold the sticks with your thumb on the side, your index finger around the other side of the stick. The rest of your fingers just kind of lay on the back, and it should pull into the crease of your palm right there. A good way to know if you're doing it right is just to point at somebody with your drumstick, and that's a pretty natural way, and then just pull straight back from your elbow, and you're in a pretty good position to play. You want to move the stick by bending your wrist, kind of like you're waving a rope or swinging a rope up and down. It's the same kind of a deal, like a whip, right? Your wrist is going to move back and forth. Your fingers will get in the action a little bit later once you get a little bit more advanced. Don't worry about it right now. So you got your two sticks? Perfect. This over here is called a ride cymbal or a cymbal if you have one. If you don't have one, you can just put your stick on the rim. You're going to hit that with your right hand. This guy right here is called a snare drum. You're going to hit that with your left hand. Down there with your feet is the bass drum, and there's a pedal down there. You're going to stomp on that, the bass drum pedal. And over to your left is your hi-hat. Two cymbals that go up and down when you step on that pedal. You're going to use your left foot for that. So here's the movement. This is all you got to do. You're going to take your right hand, your right foot, you're going to play them together, and you're going to say right side. So we're going to say right side. Now, it's very important that both your right hand and your right foot hit at the exact same time. You don't want to go right cymbal or cymbal bass drum like that. You want to go together. Boom. Together. Exactly at the same time. And you're going to say right side. Then you're going to take your right stick, your left stick, get them ready, your right foot, your left foot, get them ready, and you're going to try to close the hi-hat, hit the bass drum, hit the snare drum, and the cymbal all at the same time, and we use a word that makes that really easy. You're going to say all. So we're going to go right side, all, right side, all, right side, all. Now here's Simeon in his first drum lesson trying the right side all. Good. Now, you're going to hit the snare drum, push the hi-hat with your foot, push the bass drum pedal, hit this cymbal all at the same time and say all. Okay, remember this one's going to go down here. Alright, and this one's here. So keep those right there and say all. Right side. All. Good, buddy. Now, I want you to try to do right side, all. Right side, all. Good. All right. Good job, Sim. He did so good for his first drum lesson, didn't he? We're going to check back with him in about a week and see what his progress looks like. Now, the next step after this is we're going to add in and. We're just going to say the word and when you say the word and, you're going to hit the symbol and just the symbol. So, and. So far we have 3 elements. We have a right side, we have an all, and we have an and. So we're going to put those 3 elements and we're going to weave them together into our first kind of real sounding groove, which is going to be right side, and, all, and. And we're going to play that like this. Right side, and, all, and. 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 Here's Samuel trying it. Now here's some things that you notice, right? It's a balance thing where it's kind of like right side, all, right side, all, right side, all. There's a tendency to like pull your legs way up in the air and kind of try to float and fall off the seat. We'll talk about a lot of those problems tomorrow. So common beginner mistakes, we'll look at those. Let's go to the next progression. The next progression is you're going to hold the hi-hat foot down with your left foot. Now, if you can't do that, you can loosen the clutch, push the plates of the hi-hats together, and then tighten it back up so that it's just tight without you having to hold it down. That's okay. So we're going to do the same thing. We're going to do right side, except for now the right hand's going to cross over the left, and we're going to say right side, and now this time when we do all, we don't have to close the hi-hat pedal any longer. We're just holding it down with our left foot. So we're going to do all, and this time we only have 3 things that we have to do: the bass drum, the hi-hat, and the snare drum. So we're going to do that same beat. Right side, and, all, and. Right side, and, all, and. Right side, and, all, and. Here's Samuel trying that. You can see even just that simple beat is a bit of a coordination challenge. So stick with it. Go slow. Really, really slow for all of this stuff. Right side, and, all, and. Right side, and, all, and. And you're going to feel like, I got it. And you're going to try to start to speed up, and it's all going to fall apart. And you try again. Trust me, play it slow for 5-10 minutes. Slow, right side, and, all, and. Right side, and, all, and. I know it feels boring, but once you do that, your body's going to memorize that pattern. You're going to get something called muscle memory, where your body will take over and play the groove without you having to think about it. And it's at that point that you can begin going right side, and, all, and. 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 Last part of the beat. To go from a 4 on the floor, kind of disco, YMCA, kind of club type of feel, to a rock feel, we just remove the all. And we're going to change the terminology a little bit. Now we're going to say bass, and when we play the bass, we're going to hit the hi-hat, bass, which is your right side. We're just going to change terminology. Bass, and stays the same. And now we're going to do snare. So it's just the snare and the hi-hat together. Snare. So now we're going to play bass and snare and bass and snare and bass and snare and bass and snare and. When you speed that up, it sounds like this. And you've heard that in a million top hits. A million. Maybe not a million, but a good portion of top hits have just that groove. Tons of songs use that groove right there, and you can learn it in a week. In a week, you can play that groove. Now, you're going to run into all kinds of problems and have all kinds of difficulties. We're going to talk about those tomorrow and how you might fix them. I hope this lesson helped you out. Be sure to subscribe to this channel. Share this video with somebody who you think needs to learn how to play drums and say, hey, this method is so simple that even you can do it. Maybe you don't want to say it to him like that, but send it over to him and say, hey, play some drums. Right side all. You can do it. Later on in the week, we'll look at how you can practice this without even having a drum set. So I'll see you in the next one. Be sure to be subscribed or else you're going to miss the next one. Hit that notification bell, even though the video's coming out tomorrow. It's coming out tomorrow. Just get up and check your video feed. Boom. There's going to be me giving you a new video. Give me a thumbs up. Keep me encouraged. Keep the streak going. Day 9 coming at you.